Downbound, Disco, and Void Touch are just a few of the insane mutations you're about to see in this video, starting from the most common and going all the way up to the almost impossible ones, with the last one reaching a 150x multiplier as a single mutation. And at the end of this video, I'll even show you the maximum multiplier you can get by stacking all of them together, starting with Wet. This is the most common mutation in the entire game, since it only depends on the rain weather event. Rain increases plant growth speed by 50%, and also gives a 50% chance of activating the Wet mutation, which gives your plant a 2x multiplier on its selling price. The main animation is water droplets dripping from the fruit. Sprinklers can also trigger the mutation, but most of the time, you just need to wait for Zeus to do his thing. Chilled. Just like the rain, the snow weather event also increases plant growth by 50% and gives you a chance to activate the Chilled mutation, which also gives a 2x multiplier. When it activates, the plant turns bluish and icy particles appear around it. It's rarer than Wet, though, because snow is less common than rain events. But if both happen together, you can trigger a much more valuable mutation, which is Frozen. If your plant already has the Wet mutation and the snow weather event starts, there's a chance it will also get the Chilled mutation and mix them up, turning it into a frozen plant. With that, the whole plant gets covered in a solid block of ice, and it looks like one of those diamond display cases in a museum. And it makes sense, because the Frozen mutation gives you a 10x multiplier, making it way more valuable. Besides the snow weather event, you can also get these icy mutations with the help of the polar bear pet, which has a 10% chance every approximately 90 seconds to activate both Chilled or Frozen on a nearby plant. Chocolate. Back then, during the Easter event, they added a chocolate sprinkler, and it cost a massive 500,000 trumps. But in the end, it might not have been even worth it, since it only gives a 2x multiplier, just like Wet and Chilled. But still, being a sprinkler, you could place it next to your most valuable plants and double their value instantly. When the mutation activates, the plant turns brown, supposedly to look like chocolate, but on some fruits, let's just say it looked kinda sus. Also, admins could trigger a chocolate rain event, which would also apply the mutation on some plants in your garden. Moonlit. With the recent lunar event, a bunch of new stuff got added. Items, plants, pets, and most importantly, the day and night cycle. During the night, there's a chance for your plants to trigger the Moonlit mutation, which gives a 2x multiplier and makes the plant glow with a shiny purple color, which, honestly, is absolute aura in my opinion. The night event lasts 10 minutes, so you've got a decent window to get the mutation, but if you want to speed things up, or even guarantee it, you can place a night staff in your garden. You get this item by collecting lunar points with the wise old owl, and once placed, it will guarantee 6 Moonlit mutations on random plants before it disappears. Pollinated. The recent Busy Bees event added tons of new features, including the pollinated mutation. There are a few ways to get it. One of them is the Bee Swarm event, which happens from time to time. Bees leave their hive and wander into your garden. Don't worry, they're not here to sting your leg. They just increase the chance of some plant triggering the mutation. You can also hatch more bee-related pets in your garden, because this update was basically a whole bee-themed zoo. The pollinated mutation gives a 3x multiplier and coats the plant in pollen or honey, glowing with a bright yellow aura. It looks great, but be careful not to confuse it with golden mutated fruits. Even with the 3x, don't rush to sell them right away. You'll need them to produce honey, which can be traded for way better rewards like seeds, honey eggs, and cosmetics. So yeah, don't be greedy. Bloodlit. Just like Moonlit happens at night, this one comes from a rarer event, the Blood Moon. It has only a 33% chance to happen compared to regular night, meaning it could show up roughly once every 3 hours. It lasts around 10 minutes, or maybe 15. I honestly can't remember, but when it does appear, you can trigger the Bloodlit mutation, which gives a 4x multiplier. The plant takes on a blood red skin with a glowing red aura. And just like with the Moonlit mutation, the night staff gear works here too. It boosts your chances whether it's a regular night or a blood moon. Plasma. So yeah, the ADM of this game clearly enjoys playing God, dropping exclusive events only they can trigger, and the plasma mutation is one of them. There's no way to know when it'll happen, but your best shot is to be online at least an hour before the weekly update, because Jandel, one of the developers, might be feeling generous. He's the monkey in a suit with a red hat that kind of looks like a crown as well. If he's in the mood, he might trigger the Laser Storm, where he appears at the edge of the map like some kind of Godzilla and starts firing laser beams from his eyes like Homelander at random plots. Sounds scary, but it's actually great because that's your chance to get the plasma mutation. It gives a 5x multiplier and makes the fruit look kind of Barbie-ish. But come on, what's cooler than a giant monkey shooting lasers from his eyes? HONEYGLAZED. Another mutation from the B event. This one also gives a 5x multiplier. The plant gets a yellow aura and drips with honey in its animation. Honestly, its look isn't as impressive as the pollinated version in my opinion, which has way more detail. But still, there's no global event that boosts your chances here, but you can get it by using the honey sprinkler, which costs 30 honey at the honey shop. And for the record, it looks awesome. It's the second exclusive event sprinkler in the game, just like the chocolate sprinkler from Easter. Once placed, it will activate the HONEYGLAZED mutation on nearby plants for 1 minute. You can also get it through the bear bee, another new mythical pet from the bee event. Every 25 minutes, it grants HONEYGLAZED to a random plant. It hatches from the bee egg, which takes 4 hours to hatch, costs 18 honey, and has only a 5% chance to spawn the bear. So yeah, instead of selling your pollinated plants right away, it's better to use them to produce honey and buy more useful stuff, like the sprinkler or bee eggs to hatch pets like the bear or even the queen bee. Burnt. Now, this mutation hasn't been released yet, but it's worth mentioning. It's tied to a pet that got leaked on the Grow a Garden Discord server with no official release date. And yeah, it's a dragon. A literal pet dragon. The devs are just going wild at this point. It has a red skin with a yellow belly. Kind of looks like the dragon from the Dragon City game logo. Its passive ability is basically frying your plants and triggering the burnt mutation, which gives them a 5x multiplier. The plant turns completely black and carbonized like a tasty chunk of coal. Looks like the devs are planning on adding more mystical pets, like this dragon and even the bee bear. And if you're feeling a bit lost about the pets, don't worry. I made an entire video explaining every single one of them. It's popping up in the card right now, but it'll also appear at the end of this video, right after the most broken mutation in the entire game, which can reach 150x. So stick around so you can know how to get it, because the next mutation is Heavenly. Back to the beautiful, flashy, and actually useful mutations, not the ones that just burns your crops to a crisp. Here's Heavenly. Another ADM exclusive, also tied to our beloved floating monkey in a suit, Jandel. In this event, Jandel floats across the map, lying down in that classic alien abduction pose, with this glowing yellow aura around him. During this time, there's a chance for plants to activate the Heavenly mutation, which gives a 5x multiplier and surrounds the plant with glowing yellow sparkles. I thought the effect looked kinda underwhelming, but it's extremely rare. And yes, Jandel is definitely just showing off at this point. Golden. Here's where things start getting way more valuable. This mutation doesn't rely on any event. It happens randomly when the plant is growing, with just a 1% chance of activating. That means for every 100 plants, you might get one to trigger Golden. Its multiplier? A massive 20 times, way higher than anything we've covered so far. The plant's skin turns gold, literally bathed in gold with a glowing aura around it. Personally, I still prefer the look of the pollinated plants, but there's no denying the value of Golden is on another level. There's also one more way to get it. Through the Dragonfly, a divine tier pet that transforms a random plant into Golden every 5 minutes. The only problem is that the Dragonfly is extremely rare, can only be hatched only from the bug egg, and even then, it has just a 1% chance of appearing. So if you were lucky enough to hatch one, congrats. Seriously. Zombified. I know you're probably sick of the chicken jockey meme by now, but I also know you'll never get tired of his mutation. The chicken zombie pet grants the Zombified mutation, which gives a 25x multiplier. The plant takes on a huge glowing radioactive green aura, dripping radioactive slime. It's insane and kinda gross. But every 30 minutes, the chicken jockey has a 20% chance to activate the mutation on a nearby plant. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the only way to get this mutation. Unfortunately, this pet was exclusive to the early Blood Moon event, so it's basically a collector's pet now. Extremely rare. And let's be real, good luck convincing anyone to trade you one. Twisted. Just like the burnt mutation, this one also depends on something specific, in this case, the tornado weather event. But it's still a mystery. It was tested in private servers, and it was supposed to be a normal weather event like rain or snow, not ADM triggered. Then it just disappeared in his own wind, and there's been no official news since. Very few players have actually seen the tornado event in-game. According to the wiki, the twisted mutation is expected to have a 30 times multiplier. There's no confirmed skin yet, but it'll likely have a wind effect swirling around the plant. At least I think it would be something like that, right? The main theory is that too many mutations were added at once, and the devs were worried about breaking the game's economy with so many high multipliers. So the tornado event and the twisted mutation might be held back for future updates, once other event-exclusive mutations have run their course. Until then, it remains a mystery. But none of these previous mutations come even close to the rarity and sheer power of the next special mutations. Especially the last one in the list, which gives a 150x multiplier by itself. And yes, it stacks with others. So stay until the end so you can know how to get it, because the next one is Rainbow. If you think the golden mutation is hard to get at just 1% chance, then hear me out. The Rainbow mutation has only a 0.1% chance of activating. That's like 1 in every 1,000 plants. Its look is one of the most unique. The plant slowly shifts colors like a full-on fading RGB setup, with a rainbow hovering above it, and it comes with a 50x multiplier. There's a second way to get it now, through the new mythical pet Butterfly, which has just a 1% chance of hatching from the anti-bee egg. Its passive is wild. Every 30 minutes, it targets a plant that has more than 5 mutations, removes all of them, and replaces them with rainbow. So yeah, either way, this mutation is extremely hard to pull off. Shocked. Now the multipliers start getting shocking. This mutation gives an insane 100x multiplier, and its look matches the power. The plant glows like crazy, bright saturated neon with a full electric vibe. You can get shocked in 2 ways. First, through an exclusive ADM event called Jandel's Storm, which lasts 1 minute. During that time, Jandel, the giant monkey in a suit, stands at the edge of the map, farming aura like he's Raiden from Mortal Kombat while bolts of lightning rain down on the garden, and if one of them lands on your plant, you're rich. The second method is via the Thunderstorm weather event, which is rarer than rain or snow, but comes with serious perks. It boosts plant growth by 50%, it also gives a 50% chance to trigger the wet mutation, and if lightning strikes a plant, you might get shocked. You can improve your odds by placing a lightning rod near your plants, which attracts lightning to it and increases the chance of the mutation hitting nearby crops. Celestial. This mutation also comes from a standard weather event, specifically the meteor shower, which usually happens at night. To actually trigger the mutation, a meteor needs to hit the plant directly in its head. And that's not so easy, since meteors only fall every few seconds, and being one at a time. But if you want to attract them more easily, you can use the Star Caller, which works just like the lightning rod, but instead of lightning, it attracts meteors. The crazy part? The Star Caller costs 12 million shekels and only has 3 uses. But let's be honest, what do you expect? The multiplier is 120x. The skin slightly desaturates the plant, adds a mist that's bluish-purple, and small, yellow stars. Honestly, I expected something way more visually dope, considering it's a powerful mutation and all that. But in this case, the devs clearly spent all their points on value instead of looks. Just like I'm spending gift cards. I'm dropping 10 gift cards in my giveaway exclusive Discord server only for subscribers. So join it using the link in the description, and I'll pick 10 random people to send them out. And I'll drop 30 more as soon as the channel hits 20,000. So subscribe now, lil bro, and get ready to dance. Because the next mutation is Disco. Okay, this one's kind of wild, but it's also super fun. It's a mutation from an ADM-triggered event where your garden literally becomes a dance floor. A suspicious song called Raining Tacos starts playing. Your character is forced to do one of the 3 default Roblox dances, and the grass turns into a color-shifting rave floor. The event only lasts 2 minutes, which is also the length of the song. During it, you've got a chance to trigger the disco mutation, with a 125x multiplier. Its animation is like an upgraded version of the rainbow RGB effect, full-on flashing neon that constantly shifts colors. There's a second way to get this mutation now. The Disco Bee, another divine tier pet that can hatch from the anti-bee egg, just like the butterfly. But unlike the butterfly's 1% hatch rate, this one only has a 0.25% chance. There are 2 reasons for that. First of all, it's literally a RGB bee with sunglasses that literally aura farms while it wanders around. And second, it gives a 12% chance to trigger the disco mutation on a random plant every 20 minutes. So it's quite OP. Void Touched. Now for the second best mutation in the entire game, and it happens during my favorite event, the Black Hole. Sadly, it's yet another ADM exclusive event that only the giant monkey dev Jandel can trigger. But when it starts, oh man, a beautiful purple black hole with glowing orbs appears in the sky. Gravity drops, and you can jump really high. It's like something straight out of Interstellar. Seriously. The event is stunning, and I wish it was a standard event instead an only ADM kind of power. During this event, plants can trigger the Void-Touched mutation, which has a 135x multiplier, completely insane. Its skin shows a deep purple aura swirling around the plant, like it's being pulled into the black hole itself. Seriously, best event ever. Please devs, make this a standard event. DAWNBOUND. Now, last but not least, for the final event, which introduced the strongest mutation of all, the Sun God event. And yep, once again, it depends on the giant ADM monkey, but it's different this time. He shows up in a new form, the Sun God skin. The whole sky turns into golden hour, and Jandel appears in a T-pose, aura farming like a true divine being. This event happened shortly before the Friendship update, and the mutation only worked on sunflowers, which makes sense since, you know, it's a Sun God event after all. If you were lucky enough, your sunflower would get struck by a beam from Jandel and transform into a divine sunflower, glowing with a super bright yellow neon. And the multiplier? Only a massive, modest 150 times multiplier, the highest in the entire game history. Only a handful of players got this during the event, making the DAWNBOUND sunflower the rarest and most unique combination in the entire game. So what's the highest stackable mutation multiplier available in the game right now? Well, considering there are only two growth-based mutations, Golden and Rainbow, and they don't stack, we'll obviously pick Rainbow since it's more valuable. Also, only one of the water mutations can exist at a time, wet, chilled, or frozen. So we'll use Frozen, the daddy of them all. So with that in mind, we just need to multiply the 50x of the Rainbow with every other event-exclusive mutation. Rainbow, Shocked, Frozen, Chocolate, Moonlit, Disco, Celestial, Bloodlit, Zombified, Plasma, Pollinated, Honeyglazed, Void-Touched, Heavenly, and finally, DAWNBOUND, which gives us a total multiplier of 33,950 times. And if you want to learn everything about the pets in the game, click the video on the left. If you want to know everything about the plants, click the video on the right. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I'm out.